Springtime. My lawn looks like crap. No, literally, it has crap all over it. Got a serious problem. So today, I'm gonna show you how I turn my backyard from this into this. Let's go. So here's my backyard before shot. Look, would you look at that? Would you look at that? So let's walk you through what's wrong with my lawn on my own lawn, right? So here's the deal. Pictures actually look decent, but when we get on top of the actual soil, you're gonna see a few things, right? I have a lot of bald spots. This is primarily for my trampoline. And so this area, pretty simple. It's just gonna warrant an overseed. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, but we can't do that just yet. And I'll explain why. So if you look at this area, see how it's kind of slimy, kind of white? That's snow mold. And this grass all throughout this side of the cut, it's all folded down. It's all matted, completely matted grass. So, given the fact that I still have some seed pods on my lawn, I've got these matted areas of grass. The next thing to do, break out Mr. Sun Joe. I know it's not very sunny. Joe's busy in the Bahamas this time of the year, but we're still gonna break him out. Get this grass lifted up. Let's get started on this spring cleanup, shall we? I think we go ahead and mow. Let's mow it about 2 inches. Let's get this hide cut going. I got this second or third gen Mr. Joe here, and I just put it on the number 5. I either go 0 or I go 5, but in this area I'm going 5 because I really can't afford to just tear it up. Now as I'm lifting this grass up, a couple of things that I need to be very careful about is this section underneath my trampoline. I can't really do much about it because it's bald and it's very wet. And the last thing I want to do is just rip it out. So if you have soggy areas, don't run your dethatcher there until you dry it out just a little bit. Otherwise you'll scalp the whole thing right off. Now this is the area that I'm concerned about the most because it's got the most amount of matted grass. So and I've got to be careful because in this area, water's a little soggy. So I can't go too aggressive or I'm literally just gonna scrape the top right off of it. But if I don't lift the grass up, the water's not gonna release. I'm gonna end up with fungus anyway. So we're just gonna be a little bit conservative. And we're gonna start high and then push the machine down low and just see how aggressive we can get while being safe. Let's check it out, shall we? So everything I was telling you about, right, with the water releasing, you can almost see it. Like just, look at this. The bottom layers, it's coming to life now. Got that top layer and look, just glistening. The whole thing, let me see if I can get a better angle over here that you can kind of see it actually just kind of glistening on top. So while I mow this up, you can really see the importance of this. So my next step is to get rid of the Dethatcher cartridge and let's get the Scarifier cartridge. A couple of reasons for this. Bluegrass has rhizomes that spread. So what I want to do is encourage that to kind of thicken itself up, but also gives me a little bit of leveling purposes without putting down the sand. Now eventually I'm still going to put the sand down because it's time, and I've got a few dips in here and there that I really like to bring the level up just a little bit. But for now, super happy with this. Now this cleaned up, check it out. Alrighty, 50% better. She's breathing, boys. And I know on camera the color's not quite showing. There we go. You kind of see how much better it is. There's just that little dead material right at the top, and that material is kind of killing our color. So as soon as we start getting it growing, it's gonna pop. But right now, I'm gonna go ahead and scarify it, really get this water to start releasing out of there. And then we're on to the next step, which is promoting growth. I know, looks a little intimidating. And this is how it's gonna feel when you do it, but it's so good. Look at this, all that room to grow now. Now we just got to get this garbage off the lawn. So, slight little problem that I have, right? It's just so wet that when I was running it over with the lawnmower, you kind of get these clumps. So what I'm gonna do, because I don't want those suffocating the spots and killing that area, is I'm gonna run it over with my dethatcher. It's a little inconvenient, but might as well do it right. We're right here anyway. So now we're gonna set the dethatcher back down to the level 0. Let her play. I will say, that was about the biggest fail that there could be. That bag is just too small. I didn't have the patience to bag the whole thing. So I will go a little old school and get the grass off the top. But man, color's looking good, dog. Okay, here we are, our last little pile. The thing I wanted to let you know though is I'll probably be dethatching lightly, like the level 5 or the level 10 for the next couple of days, just to get the rest of all this loose stuff off of the top. Hate doing it, but I love the results. Next up on this episode of the Grass Bay, we put down Barenbrug's Turf Blue HGT. That's right, my backyard is very, very sparse and thin. I just got lazy moving the trampoline, and I've got these trees and these bushes that just don't allow enough sunlight in the backyard. So I'm putting this down at bare seed levels, which is about 3 to 5 pounds per 1,000 square feet. I will be covering these areas later, just not today. The dethatcher did a good job kind of roughing up the surface, so I'm not going to worry about scarifying this area. But just to make sure I keep the color consistent, I'm going to do a general overseed on the rest of the backyard as well, which I run that at about 1.5 to 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet. Let's look over my job here, shall we? And a few of these areas put a little bit too much seed in. You'll notice you want a little bit of seed spacing, so like this area is kind of perfect, or I've got seed spacing, but then you get to like right here, it's just too much, and this is kind of perfect. My next step is literally just to kind of stomp it in here. I have a lot of kids, and aside from just stomping it, what you can do is you can just put dirt over the top of it, which I plan on doing, but I find that this it helps a little bit. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, Ginja, you're in a mountain terrain, it's gonna snow again, it's gonna ruin all your seed. I might get like 20% seed disruption, but I find that at least one freeze seems to help. Don't know why, it just has. It's always been that way. And my biggest trick for now is not letting the soil dry out. So once I get to a dry time, I got to take my hose bib and kind of just make sure that I wet it down just a little bit here and there, because if it dries out and the seed is in the process of germinating, it's just gonna fold over and die. Woo-wee! Beat this Kentucky bluegrass into tomorrow like a little redhead stepchild. Yeah. Can I say that? All right, so my final step is we need a catalyst to bring this all back to life in the springtime. Soil temperatures are good. We're right around 40, 43 degrees on average. Some days are spiking up to about 50. And my region is notoriously low in nitrogen and potassium. So I'm gonna put down a little bit of straight ammonium sulfate, 2000. It's a quick release. It's gonna really just pep it up a little bit, give it a little bit of sugar. My focus right now is about 1/8 of a pound of nitrogen to 1/4 pound of nitrogen, so I don't burn the seed out. If I had something a little bit lower, it'd probably be smarter, but I really just want to get this grass growing, so here we go. 3 weeks later, and look at these results. Color's amazing, thickness is amazing. Look at this, no camera tricks, no nothing. And this was my weakest spot. You can see, hasn't fully been repaired. Didn't expect it to, but man, this looks absolutely incredible. Couldn't have asked for better results, to be honest with you. Very happy. A lot of that grass is finally sprouting. I'm gonna get a good mow on here. I've mowed it once since the last time I seeded. You can see it didn't all come back together. I let a few of these spots dry out, but for the most part, I mean, look at this color, thickness, everything's popping. If you're looking to turn your lawn around and get rid of all this crap, follow these steps and you'll be happy you did. Till next time, guys, Pest and Lawn Ginja, we're slaying lawn.